How is everybody doing? Well, a little farther away from the camera, trying to relax. I am, oh crap, I forgot to check the calendar. I'm day plus 20, I think. Um, Doing well. I've had some people tell me that I haven't done an update in a while, and I just kind of wanted to do an update. Dub Bears. Um, let's see here. I've had a lot of recovery, and I'm far from the max amount of recovery, but it's significant so far. After transplant, after doing what I did, facing out the window for a long time, staring out over Lake Michigan, I've had some of my symptoms relieved. Nothing huge yet. I'm not running or skipping or doing cartwheels or anything like that. But it's all baby steps. Where do I start? My heat tolerance is back. I'll tell you that much right now. After I got out of transplant, the engine blew up in my truck. Yay! So I've been walking, and it's. I know some people, like my girlfriend, says, "Oh, it's good for you." Ooh, I've been walking a lot. Last night, one of my good friends, he took me out to a following town, the surrounding city, basically, and we went shopping for his daughter's birthday party. They're doing like a Ghostbusters thing. Woohoo! But I walked around a lot. It came to the point that I had to sit down at the mall, and I know I went out at the mall. I didn't realize they were taking me there, but precautions I took, especially for that time of day. I kept my hands sandy close, and I didn't have my mask, unfortunately. But yesterday I also had a family reunion. Stayed away from the kids, of course. There's things you got to watch out for. Things like they say, children who've had live vaccinations, like the measles or the chicken pox or things like that, you kind of want to stay away from. But I played it safe and did what was smart. But it's baby steps. I don't want anybody to expect to be back to 100%. Like, oh, I went through the transplant, I am right as rain. That's not how this works. It's not how it's ever worked. Just like any kind of transplant that would be considered like a heart transplant, you got to go through little things like building up the heart to expectations. It's a process, and again, there's a lot of people out there in group who are worried or concerned about certain aspects of this transplant, and I don't want them to be afraid. The first thing to know is that just like MS or CIDP or stiff person syndrome or anything like that, it's a process that you build up to. Physical therapy that I've started on Friday, it's to regain the strength from what MS was damaging and taken away. Again, from this point down where I had the hug, it affected everything. My arms are still pretty strong. I had lesions on the brain, and that's my cognitive function. That's my memory and certain aspects like that will get better over time, but it's from this point down, was what MS basically took away in a lot of the stuff. Now, I'm going to stop here real fast. I get reported. This information that I share is to help other people. And I'm going to tag everyone again in this blog, and I'm going to post on it, so that person who reports me from sharing this information, please unfriend yourself, because all I want to do is help people, and all you're doing is hurting the cause. It's been increasingly awareing, if that's the word, to me, that via Facebook, someone reported my blog as abusive, which means someone just didn't like to be tagged in my stuff. So with that being said, please kindly unfriend yourself. All I want to do is help people, and all you're doing is stopping me from doing that. So with that being said, just know it's gonna be what's written on Facebook when I share this blog. My walking's gotten better. The Neupogen, it did have me bedridden in my last blog. I can't remember what day that was, Day+7, something like that. And again, Neupogen doesn't affect everybody the same way. There were a lot of my STEMI family up there who didn't get hit by the Neupogen. You know, it wasn't the hardest aspect of this transplant. For me, the chemo didn't affect me one bit. I mean, don't like that. Don't like it. But the chemo and the rabbit was not hard. I don't want anybody to be scared of that aspect of it. What else? Again, just like MS or any other autoimmune disease, the procedure itself affects everyone differently. Again, just like the disease. So recoveries can be different for everyone across the board. It's kind of like when you go through the transplant, it is personalized to each patient. Again, I've been off MS medication since late June, and we're about the middle of August now. So, and I haven't had any real flare or symptom. I did have some things yesterday that, like the hearing in my ear. Again, that was because of a lot of noise that was going on, and it's something that will recover. They say it's like 6 months to a year or 2 years is like the average peak. So about 2 years, I'll basically be back to normal. That's the timeline we're looking at. If I'm physical and I do this physical therapy, I'm more prone to recover some more. I'm strengthening my body. That's something that any patient can't take for granted. Physical therapy, once you get out, is part of the process. You got to rebuild what MS, the monster, destroyed. And again, like I tell people, about 80% of the disease itself is inflammation. And that's like the active lesion, it's inflammation. And the chemo that you go through kills the inflammation. It lets the body heal after that. So it's a process, but it's a process worth going through. Now, I'm about at my 10-minute marker. I'm going to get up and show you guys. This has been in my hand for almost a year. This badass cane has been in my hand for almost a year, and it's like a trophy to me now. But it was my lifeline. I needed it. Going up and down stairs, walking through Walmart, anything. So watch this. I kind of got you all propped up. I kind of see where the phone's pointing. Last time I did this, wow, look at my double chin. Last time I did this, I was holding the phone, so it was kind of hard to view and see, but personal stride, small little walk. Little baby steps like that. What the chemo did was it killed the inflammation on the lesions in the spine, sending them inactive, and allows me to walk. So in case anyone was wondering what MS did to me, it ruined my life. It's a disease that doesn't care who you are, what you do, what walk of life you're from. It says I'm taking. Then it takes so much it kills you. Okay? Not everybody is that aggressive. Okay? Now, when I say it kills you, we're talking about decades of time. And again, where medicine is only FDA approved to slow the progression of a disease. I call it a DMD, disease modifying drug. It's only approved to slow the progression of our disease for MS. Now, that's pretty scary when you think about it. Now, be diagnosed with something and have a neurologist tell you that, and understand in layman's term what they're saying is that you're only going to get worse. That is not something I accepted. That is not something I want anybody else to accept. Nobody needs to get worse. Now, Dr. Burt said this in one of my blogs. He gave a speech at Vatican City saying that specifically. The DMDs are only FDA approved to slow the progression of our disease. His procedure, hematopoietic stem cell transplant, HSCT, as proven over the last 15, 16 years. If you don't know about it, it's because the medicine company's doing their greatest to keep you from understanding this, folks. That's horrible. That's greed. But HSCT has proven over the course of the last 15 years that it doesn't slow the progression of the disease. It stops it. It halts it. So, to stop the course of the disease, dead in its tracks, is huge. He also noted that it's the only thing, thus far, to improve quality of living. That's my walking. That's what it's saying. Now, medicine couldn't do that. Medicine had me stuck with my cane. A very badass cane. But I had me stuck with it. HSCT got me away from it. Now again, this treats many autoimmune diseases. This is not just for MS. I need you to think about that, folks. If you know anybody with lupus, systematic lupus, CIDP, stiff person syndrome, type 1 diabetes, and the list goes on and on and on. There's about 23 autoimmune diseases. If you know anybody, I need you to tell them about this. I need you to help them like I want to help them. That's all I want to do is help them. Nobody needs this. Now we're getting close to the 15-minute mark. I know It's not a very informative video, but I did want to show you what it had done for me. So I will do more blogs. I will update folks. I'm smooth as a baby's butt for weeks now, which is kind of cool because I shave my head anyways and I don't gotta shave no more. Woohoo! So, but share this. Get this help out there that people need it. Nobody needs what the hell their disease is doing to them. Nobody needs that. If you love somebody, think about them. Care about them. Again, I love my STEMI family. I love all my family that was up there and visited with me. Miss my STEMI brothers and sisters. It's crazy to say that, but we'll have a reunion and we'll see each other. You damn well better believe that. Right now I'm going to enjoy my coffee because I finally got some taste buds back, and I'll keep everybody updated with what's going on. Again, share this as much as you can. I'm going to try to tag everybody. And screw you, whoever's been reporting my information and not wanting to help people. You're horrible. Think about that. All right. Bye. Love y'all.